this is an unplanned speech about my experience of finding out that I had high blood pressure, and this happened when I went to a prison officer's health assessment, and because I was on my way to being offered a job within the prison service system, and this was because I was looking for a job that offered me, stability, a decent income, and also decent career prospects. And I thought that because I don't have any higher level qualifications, I just have A levels, which is pretty much high school. I thought it might have been a good career progression, but anyway, upon me turning up, I found out that my blood pressure was deemed to be too high, and I couldn't do the assessment, and I was failed, and I was told to go back and see the doctor as soon as possible because I was a high risk of having a stroke or a heart attack if I didn't because of this. And I went to the doctor, and he confirmed that my blood pressure was high, and then I also went to do a blood test, which also found out that I had high cholesterol, and he gave me. I was prescribed medicines. One of them is this one that I'm currently taking, is Romifril. Initially, I didn't start the treatment straight away because I was feeling fine. I thought, well, I'm fine. It's not impacted me, so I can just continue, business as usual. And I'm sure, hoping that it would just go away. But obviously, that was an irrational mindset. It's not just gonna go away. It was, until I basically said all medicines until the end of 2025 and then 2026. I started to develop tension within myself, so I was feeling restless. I was feeling unable to relax. I couldn't sleep anymore, and when I had difficulty sleeping, and when I fell asleep, I would wake up with palpitations. So I just went into a really desperate state of mind where I couldn't be at peace with myself, and I felt trapped into this tension. And I had to eventually go see the doctor again and say, look, this is how I'm feeling. And the doctor said, this is common with a lot of people who have, been diagnosed with high blood pressure, also known as hypertension. And again, he said, do you want to be prescribed these medicines? I said, yes, I have to, because I can't live with myself like this. I feel too desperate. I started taking them. Obviously, here in Wales, medicines are free. They're prescribed for free, and that's one of the benefits of living in Wales. But mostly because a lot of people in Wales are low income. It's a low income part of the UK. That it tends to be, for the most part, one of the most deprived. So yes, I started taking these medicines, and I was hoping that these medicines would make me feel better. And in some ways, they have. They've alleviated the feelings of tension, and make me feel a bit better now, a bit more relaxed. But obviously, I still get days where I don't feel right. I feel a bit like lethargic, and even if I do too much, like if I go and do if I do an exercise which is too strenuous, I can get. I've also had feelings of palpitations afterwards. Where I would sit down on the sofa and I have, a high heart rate of over 100 beats a minute, which is deemed tachycardia, and obviously it can also be an underlying sign of a heart condition. But so far, I've had a few tests over the last 6 months, and nothing came out of it. So I don't know what's been causing this, but anyway, right now, I'm supposed to go and do more tests, and I'm assuming this treatment will continue for as long as I live. I will have to take these medicines now because there's no real, there's no. First of all, there's no one really knows what causes high blood pressure. Obviously, there is risk factors such as having a high BMI, which I do have. My BMI is over 30, so I'm classified as obese, and also lifestyle factors. Such as not doing any exercise, which I've gone through that period because I've suffered from depression and anxiety all my life, mostly because I never found myself in a positive environment. At home I was living with people who were sick and unwell. At work I was going in work environments where people were not happy to be there. They were really negative and very disillusioned. So all these things over time made me really withdraw myself and not really engage in anything socially, whether it was going to buy a drink or even going to a gym. I just spend a lot of hours in bed, and that obviously might have played its part in causing me this to develop this condition, but because it's not really that there's no conditions of high blood pressure, no heart problems in my family, so it's not really genetic. I wouldn't say it's a genetic thing, but anyway, I'm curious about your experience of having been diagnosed with high blood pressure, how they come about. Did you have any symptoms? Because obviously a lot of people don't have any symptoms. A lot of people living with this condition who may not even know they have it, and I was one of them, because I don't know when I developed it. I only know that since 2023 that I went to have a blood pressure test, and they found out. But anyway, do you take any medicines? How long have you lived with the condition, and what impact does it have on your daily life, and what's your prognosis moving forward? Thank you.